Since my last video only a couple of weeks ago, a few things have happened. Former ATN or World Champions 2020 have found a new home. Team formerly known as MCES have found a new home and a new player. And Tribe Gaming have stopped their trolling and finally announced who their team is. We're going to cover these teams and a lot more in this video. The other major bit of esports news that was announced this week was the video released by Supercell talking all about how esports for 2022 is going to look. So in summary, we have 8 golden tickets, 4 will be coming from competitions. It's all going to be compressed into 6 weeks of intense clash action. If you want to go and see the video, I'll put a link above me right now. So it appears as if we're moving away from the in-game application system and moving away from CWL being the gateway into the Clash of Clans qualifying weekends. Instead, we've got 4 competitions. 3 of them have been named and they're going to be open to everyone to compete. So we've got ESL, Queso Cup and Clash Masters. And the 4th is still to be announced. But what we're sure about all these competitions is that they're going to be open to everyone to apply. So it's not going to be ESL NA or ESL EU, it's going to be an ESL competition that's going to be open to players from all around the world. The World Championship Finals in 2022 will be held on the weekend of the 27th of September, so it's a much shorter season. And for me, there's only one reason for that. Town Hall 15, baby. Oh yeah. So let's start talking now. What colour scheme's it going to be? What hero are we adding? Because it's an odd number, so we're going to get a hero. The reason I'm so sure about this is that this is almost exactly 18 months after Town Hall 14 is dropped. And Darian has always mentioned that they're looking at an 18-month cycle for each Town Hall level. This is awesome. It's not surprising to me that Supercell have decided to move away from the pre-qualifier weekends. There was a lot of problems with the rollout of that system. From people not being able to register their teams right at the start, right the way through to the disconnects and teams getting disqualified and all that sort of stuff. And what Supercell have been able to do is by taking that money that they've put into that, and instead of putting it into those pre-qualifier weekends, they've pumped it into community competitions. That's what I forgot to say earlier. Each community competition is going to have a prize pool of $50,000. And this takes all the pressure of the organisation of the events away from Supercell and outsources it to people that have been running tournaments for a long time. And this is an excellent decision by Supercell. Leave it to the experts to run the competitions, but invest in some support into them and really backing them. And we're seeing this all the time with the way that on that esports tab in your game now. I love this approach from Supercell. It's so positive. And if you have any questions for Darian, no guarantees that he'll answer them, but we're going to be interviewing him again on the channel on the 7th of March. So on Lady B's channel, it was announced that World Champions 2020 will now be known as Strut Esports. Now, if you're like me, let's be honest, we kind of all did this at first. We all went, who's Strut? Who are they? And the reason you don't know much about them is because they're kind of brand new to the esports scene, but they come with a massive amount of backing. So the timing couldn't have been better for World Champions 2020, and Strut Esports look on amazing form. These guys have been firing on all cylinders. I think honestly, since the upset, and it would have been an upset to them as well, the upset of that first round knockout from the World Championships last year, these guys are back and they mean business. Strut have given them a new focus and a new drive and determination, and it's really interesting to see. On Sunday, we'll see them in their first final as Strut Esports, and they'll be taking on Badzinger, a replay of the lower bracket 2021 World Championships match. And it's going to be a best of 3, and it'll be live on my Twitch channel, so feel free to drop me a follow over there. MCES have dropped the C and the E and are now MS Esports. They are joining Queen Stephanie and King Mushtaba and being the third, I don't know what order they come in, but they're the third team to fall within this organisation thing. And honestly, they could add 6 more for all we know. Who knows what the plan is. And the team has been confirmed as Kingsman, Erium, Elic, Synthé, and Nacho. So the creativity of Queen Walkers has been put into the same organisation as the creativity of MCES. Let's see what they can do. And after saying goodbye to Maycall and Riak, Tompinai Empire have confirmed their new lineup as Rigatores, Almualan, Mechio, being joined by Mammoth and Jack. What? He's not Jack. The Tompinai Empire roster for 2022 is confirmed. 100%, definitely not going to change again. As Rigatores, Almualan, Mechio, Mammoth, and Eltano. Poor Jack lasted about a week and a half, and to be honest, the time zone difference that Jack and the rest of Tompinai Empire were looking at was going to make life pretty rough. Tribe's meme game has always been strong, but they added a new string to their bow with their troll game. But all that is behind them, and they have confirmed their roster, kinda quietly announced by winning the January Itsu Cup. And the roster they won with included their two new players, Fluxy and Requires. And this is a really interesting team. I think we've got Strut, who are looking super strong and really on form. And then the other team that I think you need to look out for this year is Tribe. This lineup is crazy strong. A couple of teams that have left organizations. We have the mighty TGG are folding as an organization. Charlie's no longer able to dedicate the time that he needs to running that organization, and he was doing a lot of the heavy lifting on his own. Players have no intentions of splitting up. They're going to stick together as a team. Team Ninja have left Aphelion Esports, the team that made it all the way to the World Finals through the last chance qualifier. Have moved away from an org and will be waiting to see what happens with them. So CR Betis and Benelux are doing something a little bit different, a bit unusual, and they're combining forces to back one team, and I'm not quite sure what difference this will make to the players, but we have Benelux and CR Betis players now playing together under the flag of CR Betis. And there have been millions and millions of more announcements, and they're all popping up on the screen right now. We have WHF confirming their new team. It's mainly Greeks, and I love it. We've got Unfair Warfare confirming them. Clash Champs have confirmed their new additions. Oni going to be fitting into that team really nicely. Bye Forever and Chile One, all with 2022 rosters that have been announced. Entry Gaming said goodbye to Nobama and N999, and they've added a couple of incredible players and builders into their team. The entry lineup now looks like this. We've got Bats, Bully, Burak, Lelantos, Ade, and Bezes. Bye-bye. And the majority of the players that used to play for Rest are now joining Flex Esports. There's plenty more team changes to happen, and I'm sure there's going to be more and more information coming out about the Clash of Clans 2022 World Championships. But for now, that's all I've got. If I've not included your team, well, tough, you're just not important enough. If you found this interesting, you might want to check out the previous video all about this topic as well. Catch you next time. Cheers.